Hi, welcome. I'm Tom, your host, and this is the DROPCAST Movie Poster Podcast. This format is part of the Instagram blog Drop, and you can find us under @DropMakeOfficial. We do reviews, news, and interviews that all have to do with the film business. And today, we will talk to the queen of horror posters, Sara. We talk about her time in college, creepy dolls, her relationship with Mondo, and her art collection. And I had in the pregame interview, basically, a little talk about video gaming. So maybe that's gonna pop up as well. So stay tuned. Head over to our Instagram profile @DropMakeOfficial to follow along with the art we are talking about, or check us out on YouTube for the video version. And Sara, hey, welcome. How are you?
Hi, good. I'm good. How are you doing?
You know how I'm doing. People know already to get this thing going.
Yeah.
So like my mouse movement is going to be a little weird, but so no gaming for me. I mean,
Oh no.
But I can at least like the thumbs, like the controllers work. But if I would have to play on PC and with a mouse and a keyboard, I would definitely not gonna make it.
Nope.
So I heard you're a big gamer. What are you
I'm not
playing?
a big gamer. Well, I play Destiny. It's a love of mine, I guess. But I wish I had more time for it right now. But that is what I play.
Can you name your characters? What is your character name?
Well, that means people will be able to add me.
Okay. But is it like, I don't know. Like for example, when I play role play games, I can give them a certain name that I want them to have. Not my ID, but like the name the character has.
Okay, well, for Destiny, it's a little different. So I play primarily as a hunter, and a Woken hunter. So
okay,
yeah.
And there's no backstory.
There's no backstory. It's like, well, I guess in Destiny, what I would say your backstory is your play story. So they kind of write you into an ongoing story, but then you also play with your friends in a collective group, and that kind of makes its own story, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because like when I used to actually role play like against other people, and like when I played Star Wars: The Old Republic, I was a power tech. This is basically like the bounty hunter Boba Fett kind of class with a flamethrower and everything. And I was going to cantinas and like talking to people and like looking for trouble and like when like there was like this RP going on and I was like stepping to them. I think it's not even because I don't know the rules to RP. There are actual rules to that, but I just basically stepped up to the people and said, "Hey, is this guy bothering you?" And then I was like stepping in and doing stuff. But like stories came out of that. I had a lot of fun. Like I remember in Lord of the Rings, I helped this dwarf to get back to his kingdom, and he was like in the prancing pony and didn't know where he was lost. Basically, had no money, and then the story developed. So that's always a lot of fun. And yeah, my character's name that I play is always something with jazz because that's my name. And I put like my bounty hunter. His name was Jazz Coltrane. And
nice.
So do that. Like he's in a space jazz band, obviously. Yeah.
Yes.
Playing the jazz flute.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, that's some fun backstories, and you can have a lot of fun with the RP world. So that's always very cool to do.
Nice.
Okay, so to start out, I always pick 3 different prints that I want to talk about, and
sure.
I didn't tell you before, but let's see if you're going to be surprised by my picks or not. The first one, you might guess it, is Nosferatu because I put it in the background when I was talking. And
awesome.
The Nosferatu piece is really great. I really enjoyed it, and I also love the glow-in-the-dark effect on it. But what's the story behind it?
Well, this was just... for this one, okay, so I worked with Gray Matter on this one. And what I wanted to do was to try to, I guess you could say, focus on a scene in the movie that I found fascinating. Like my mind kept going to, which was the time that Nosferatu, like the vampire, spent in the belly of the ship with all these rats. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of where we went for it with that. And then, of course, using the glow in the dark and with the eyes was something that I thought would really help with the spookiness, you know.
Did you watch the actual German version at some point?
Well, I guess it's the one that's available. Yeah, like as it was subtitled.
Yeah, yeah,
Pardon me.
yeah. But the
Yeah,
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 okay, okay.
yeah, yeah. Because well, I mean, you can. There's that scene where he comes out of the belly of the ship onto the mainland, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, he's got the rats on his shoulder, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's all pretty cool. I mean, I love that movie as well. It's a great movie. Did you see, by the way, Greg Ruth did just some Nosferatu sketches? Did you see
I
that?
didn't. No, I didn't.
I think it was yesterday when he showed them, and he has some like kind of flames coming up on like on the sides. Like I don't know. He drew like a couple of weeks back. He drew some for Joker for the Joker movie. He drew some burning car stuff. I think it was like with Joker like in the middle of it, and it looked amazing,
Yeah, he's
incredible.
great. Yeah,
And yeah, Greg, he's like, I don't know, like I don't know how he can draw with a pencil flames that look realistic. That's just insane.
yeah. There's a talent. Yeah,
Yeah, and he just did a Nosferatu one, which looks also very good. I have to say.
cool,
So if
cool.
you like, yeah, you probably really enjoy that if you check it out later on Twitter or Instagram. You put it up there somewhere.
Sure.
But yeah, when did this came out?
Oh, you're gonna get me on years because to me, the time's gone by in a weird way. So I don't
Yeah.
realize, like, I saw that Dead Ringers was like 2 years old last week or something, and I
Okay.
was kind of shocked that much time has passed. I want to say
Just
it's
ballpark
3 years, two
Okay.
years, 2 years ago, maybe now.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 years. This was like one of my earlier ones.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the next one I want to talk about is Atomic Blonde because I mean, as I introduced you as a queen of horror posters, this is definitely not a horror poster.
No.
But how did this came about?
This one is simply for love of the movie. Like, I love that movie. And I was so impressed with Charlize Theron's performance.
Hmm.
And it's a fan piece for me.
What
Like, it's, yeah.
was there a print for it, or will there be a print at some point? Maybe.
There was. I did a really,
Okay, you
really
did one.
small run of screen prints. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And what's the story of like why did you pick this certain movement? Let's say movement. Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to emphasize the action, obviously, because that is one of the more impressive aspects of the film. I mean, just the physicality that Charlize showed in that. Oh, holy cow, so
Yeah.
impressive. Whenever I try to get people to watch the film, I always focus on the staircase scene,
Hmm.
like where there was the one take where she was fighting her way, was either up or down the staircase. I think she might have broken one of the cameraman's noses in that scene. I think I ended up seeing something like that on an interview,
I
but
think I heard about that too. Yeah.
I just found it really fearless. Like, the whole thing was like, her performance was just so fearless, and I just wanted to get that across in the artwork because I at the time there was a lot of artwork out, or I mean promo, maybe not
Hmm.
necessarily illustration, and it was very static.
Yeah.
All of it was very static, and I thought that was kind of a disservice.
Yeah, it's a really cool piece, and I love that you included the kind of this greenish color, like teal
The
almost.
teal,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Well, because that kind of was a signature color in the film. Like, as they were going for this white and black, and then they were using hot pink, I think. And well, I mean, the logo itself had the teal in it,
yeah,
so it just writes itself.
yeah. It does. And is the did you put like I don't know? She has it in the
Yeah.
movie. You put it on because of likeness rights, or
There again, this is a fan piece, but yeah, like, I mean, just to avoid any issues like that. But yeah, it happens in the film.
yeah,
I thought it was pretty cool in the film when that happened. But
yeah. It is.
yeah.
Okay, and the last one for this round will be also not horror related. It's Inside Out.
Oh, yes, this one.
Something totally different.
It was exciting to do this. It's I don't know. It's always amazing to me that some people haven't seen this film. Whenever
Yeah.
you
Why
run into people
wouldn't
that do eventually see it, it's like very touching. It's very deep, touching film. I hadn't seen it when I was asked to do it.
Oh, you haven't?
'Cause
Okay, that's crazy.
no, this was like a part of a show for Disney,
Mhm.
and they
Yeah, I remember.
specific
Was it for Mondo?
Yeah.
Okay.
They specifically wanted me to do Inside Out. And I wasn't sure if I would have time in the schedule to do two of them because I'd also done Monsters Inc., but they really wanted me to do it. And so I gave it my all. And it just really occurred to me, like I watched the movie probably 3 times. I like to do that if I can, because sometimes you can't.
Yeah.
But I watched it like 3 times and I was like, you know what? Every time, what is it? It's Riley. Every time Riley is having a different emotion, her clothing reflects the emotion. So rewatch it, and it's like, by the end when she's completely, her whole brain village is breaking down. She's wearing black. And then, it goes through the whole movie. And I was like, we should use the clothing to help us see the different sort of transitions she had through her emotions. So, they were very excited.
Yeah, that's a very great idea and a great concept for the realization of this movie. And I think isn't it even available still on Mondo, because they have a couple posters still up from Disney show.
Yeah, that one is.
So people, get out there, grab that poster. Come on. It's
not like, I get it. It's not like some titles just aren't the ones that everybody wants. But that one is it's such a good movie.
Yeah, it's a super genius movie. I think maybe not in the relation for kids, because they can relate only like a lot of Disney films. They can relate only to a certain amount what the movie tries to convey, but for grown-ups or people that are self-reflective, at least they have such a good time with this movie.
Yeah. I do know some kids, some of my friends' kids that are fans of Riley's.
Yeah.
Mostly in anecdotes, like where it's like, oh, you lost your temper, and you think of the different emotions, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's. It's such a good movie, such a great time. So, just to basically really start out, I was wondering, so what do we have to know about you? Is there some certain dates, age, name, address? I don't know. It's things you don't want to say on live show here, of course not. But what is there something that we should know about you?
Should know. I don't know. See, I like to not. I'm more of a private person, I would say.
But how about we're gonna do a compromise here? You give us one fun fact about you.
Fun fact?
Yeah.
Well, I think you got it already, which was like the gaming.
Okay.
Fun. I feel like all the facts are boring. To be honest with you, I am pretty introspective, quiet. I like to garden. I like to.
Oh, you like to garden? What do you like to do, like when you garden? Do you just like plant, or do you just actually do like vegetables and stuff like that?
I do all of that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I grow a lot of vegetables. I grow a lot of, I have a big perennial garden. Okay. It's my house has a.
Where are you based again? Like which state?
I'm in Canada.
Oh, you're in Canada. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Ontario. So it's.
Okay, there you go.
The same, like for those gardeners out there, I think I'm a 7B zone. that's in North America. So like I don't know what your zone would be actually where you are.
Either. I don't even know what you just said.
Yeah, well, there you go. I nerd out on that.
See, there you go. That's a fun fact. That's very good. I mean, I have tons of plants. I have a monstera over here. I got a banana plant over there. Yucca palm, and I got tomatoes on the balcony, and like all those kitchen.
What type of tomatoes do you grow on your balcony?
I have like, what are they called in English? They're called also cocktail tomatoes?
Oh, so the cherry tomatoes, the little
cherry
tiny
tomatoes,
ones?
Cherry tomatoes.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that's what we call them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I have that. I have a lemon tree.
Oh, nice.
Growing. Gives me lemons.
Do you have to take that inside?
In the winter I do, but over the summer, obviously, I think I take them inside at the end of October and get them out like March-ish. I mean, it's not since like climate change happened. it's not that cold and bad anymore, but just in case I don't want it to die. I have it like now for quite some time, and I just cut it this year again because it turned out pretty big, and yeah, it helped.
Yeah, pruning is always good. Climate change has been a big factor. Like currently right now, being October, I should be expecting my first frost anytime soon to kill things like tomatoes. And I still am pulling tomatoes out of my garden.
Yep.
And
Yep.
this
Yeah,
is
so
terrible.
I
And
got
like some of the pests are terrible. Like the pests were bad this year because the winter wasn't cold enough last
yeah.
year. So yeah.
I actually had like 2 weeks ago. I had some strawberries. The
You
strawberry
must, you
season is
could have
over.
did you have strawberries in the spring too?
Yeah.
Oh, so it might be the type of strawberry you have because some of them go
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah, I know, but I think since like I had them early, like really early, I had them like in March or
Yeah.
April. I had the first strawberries, and then I had like basically the whole summer I had strawberries. It was like crazy.
Yeah. Well, that means it wasn't too hot either.
Yeah,
Like,
it
yeah.
was
So,
perfect for
yeah.
strawberries. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a gardening. It's a lot of fun. I love plants as well. So that's also a little passion of mine. It's very green, very jungly here.
Yeah. Yeah. The indoor plants, I see you've got some. They're very difficult for me. I
Yeah,
have some. I've had some for years, but I do find them to be, I mean, they're inside, so this isn't ideal for them. It's like a lot of negotiation.
yeah. I will show you later when we're done with the interview what it looks
Yeah,
like
I
here.
know. This is like a gardening podcast now.
Exactly. That turned quickly.
I know. You're going to have to edit some of it out.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You know, I had like the longest podcast I had was 3 hours with Mexifunk, Orlando Aracena. I don't know if you know him.
No.
But yeah, he's a vector artist, and yeah, he is such a cool dude. He had so many crazy stories. For example, I'll give you one example. So people who haven't watched it because it says 3 hours on it, watch it. It's worth it.
You should put timestamps in it.
Time flies by, and there's one cool story that because he worked for Warner Brothers in New York store. He was like basically taking care of the animated like the where they hand animated stuff, and like those, I don't know what they're called, not I wanted to say sheets, but it's not true. But you know what I'm talking about, like those basically
You mean
ones.
the cells, like
Yeah, the
animation
cells,
cells?
exactly. The
Okay.
cells. Yeah, he
Okay.
took care of that. They got those in for the store and stuff like that. And then this one guy called, and he put on his Joker voice all the time. And then he basically every other week he called him. So Mark Hamill called him with his Joker voice, wanted to get cells for Batman the Animated Series.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and
Wow.
and there are tons of stories like that in the interview. So it's just basically a fun time listening to a dude who can tell a story.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So yeah,
It's a good talent.
It's definitely worth having, like, watching this, and you can watch it. I mean, it basically stops where you left off on YouTube, so you can watch it in parts. But yeah, how did you start out? Like, how did you study illustration design? And where, and or what happened?
Yeah, so I ended up going to Sheridan College for illustration.
That is
I
where?
graduated sometime around 99. Like, yeah, it was 99.
Yeah.
And it was a really good program at the time. I actually was going to go for animation,
Oh, okay.
but it was notoriously difficult to get into the animation department. So I applied to both illustration. Well, actually, I think I might have applied to art fundamentals now as well too, because fundamentals was a thing that I don't know if they still have, but it was basically like if your portfolio, because when you applied to Sheridan, you had to submit a portfolio and they would mark it. And if your portfolio was like a lower mark, you could potentially still get into art fundamentals and then work on that to get into illustration or animation. So there's always that choice. If you decided, if you didn't get into animation, you could potentially try to, do something with your portfolio to boost that and get in. But anyways, I applied to animation fundamentals and I'm pretty sure, and illustration. I got into illustration right away, like advanced entry, which is hilarious because I never took a life drawing class in my life before that. And you had to have a ton of life drawing in your portfolio, and I faked it.
Okay,
I just
here we
drew
go.
it.
How do you fake stuff?
Well, I didn't have a model. That's how.
Okay.
I just drew drawings without a model.
Okay.
And it was a moment. I still very clearly remember the day when I showed up on my first day of life drawing class ever of illustration, and the person showed up and just like dropped their, robe and started posing. I remember so clearly the smells. Like everybody had Conte and the newsprint pads, and those the newsprint pads have a smell to them.
Yeah.
It's like glue and it's like a musty paper smell. Okay. And then of course in my class, the life drawing models would be on a stage, and you're really close to them. And then they would be on these old couch cushions.
Yeah. Like
musty old. Yeah, because sometimes you'd have to have them reclining or whatever to draw, and that has a smell. I can still remember it to this day. I can still remember it. It was just like a whole yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
See, there you go. You have great stories, so we can do 3 hours.
I can't talk about more stories about that. I have more stories about that, but those poor people. I mean, they're already naked. Let's not embarrass them further.
Okay. We don't want to body shame or anything. So it's fine.
No. It wasn't like that. No.
Yeah. Okay.
No body shaming. No.
College time seemed to be good. You gave me 2 pictures. One.
Yeah.
One gaming.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah, no, that was one of my later, I think it was like my last apartment I had in college, because there was a campus, but there was no, at the time I went, there was no like residence. So you had to, that was always part of the scramble every year, which really sucked, was you had to try to find an apartment.
Where's Sheridan College, by the way?
It's in Oakville.
Okay.
So for those of you, what would I say? 40 minutes outside of Toronto, 30 minutes, maybe 30 minutes outside of Toronto. Yeah. Yeah. But that was one of my apartments. I didn't give you any photos of that was one of my roommates, Casey, if it's still up. And the other photo I gave you has Josh in it. But every other photo I have had too many people in it to give to you.
Sure. Yeah. It's all good. Don't worry. I mean, people get to see you at least how you look like in college. That's fun. It's a fun throwback, I'd say.
Well, people that know me know Josh, my husband, and that was when we met. That was before, like when we first met. It was back in '99.
That was like basically one of the first photos.
Of Josh and I, yeah.
Crazy. How did you guys meet?
In illustration.
Now it's a dating podcast.
Yeah. When we met in illustration, he was in my class.
Yeah.
So
did you make a move, or who did make the move here?
He made a move.
Okay. Well, what is his line? Should I draw you like my French girls?
No, thankfully, no. I don't even remember what his line was. He was just always there.
Is he over there? Why? Because you're looking over to the side. Is he sitting there? Can he hear us? No.
I don't think he's in here. Josh. No, he's not. You know what he's doing? He's outside expanding my garden.
Okay. Is he allowed to? Is he allowed to, by the way?
What? Expand my garden?
Yeah.
Back? Yeah, no, that is his, actually, it's our anniversary, so that's his gift to me.
Oh, today?
Well, no, actually, on the 22nd.
Oh, okay, there you
go. Of October. So he's been working on it for months to get it done.
There you go. That's cool. That's a very nice anniversary gift, I'd say.
I think so. He's you should see the side, because he had to dig a lot. We're building a retaining wall, and there's like a big fence, and it's been a lot of digging and moving rocks. I keep telling him he looks like Rambo now. So I keep sending him gifts of Sylvester Stallone.
What does Josh do, by the way? Is he also into poster artists, or am I blanking here? And I should know him.
Well, okay, so this is part of the story. So after school, this will come into what Josh does. So yes, I went to school for illustration, but then you'll notice I sent you photos. You wanted to see my first poster. There's like a massive time gap in there.
Yeah, toward 2014 it says here, and we have we saw pictures from '99.
Yeah, that's a massive gap. So like when we graduated from college, this is a whole different time where there was no social media. And the way that you would get an illustration job is you would mail people your portfolio.
Yeah. By the way,
And
I'm sorry that I interrupt you here, but because yesterday there was like a live talk with SG Posters. I don't know if you know her, and Akiko Sternberger, but you probably know her. And she also mentioned that like when she grew up, not grew up, but basically when she came up
into
the scene, she mailed so many portfolios.
Oh my God, yes, and basically like it was exceedingly difficult to find something because you had to know, you basically had to be an illustrator to get an illustration job. But if you're trying to become a pro illustrator, it was very difficult. So I mean, few people from my class ended up getting like full-time gigs, and we're talking like things like newspapers and things like that. Like but anyways, being difficult and having loans to pay for, Josh and I ended up getting regular jobs. So I worked as an accountant for over a decade, and Josh is an electrician.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How? Why? That's crazy. You're an accountant?
Well, you got it. Yeah, I was for 10 years. I don't do it anymore.
I can't even imagine.
Well, you do what you got to do.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're totally right. I mean, but it's like so crazy since you're like have such great style and do so many cool illustrations that you have been an accountant, which is probably like a numbers super dry job, which is not creative at all. It's just
it's absolutely not. But I mean, I have a feeling that it had a huge impact on like sort of bottling up my artistic tension and just like unleashing it really quick there, because it was quite a burst and quite a like learning escalation that I had at the beginning there, like from the time I started till now.
Did you learn that or anyway? Because I mean, since you went to college for illustration.
Well, okay, so when I went to college for illustration, I was a painter. So kind of like the idea that Jason Emston paints his illustrations, and then they'll transfer them, like if they're screen printing them, they'll sep them after the fact. That's kind of like, that's the way I was taught, was like you do paintings, they photograph them. At the time it was photograph, and then towards the end it was scan. I'm serious, like this is a whole other thing. It's like the dark ages of illustration. But like that is how I did my stuff before. So with these Photoshop things, I am self-taught.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Do you think it's I mean, we're going to touch on that probably later as well, but do you think it's like a difference from what you've learned and what you taught yourself? Would you say, or would you prefer one way? Would you disregard another, or?
I like what I'm doing right now because with the type of work I'm getting, it requires edits often. So like when I was doing paintings, sometimes they would have you paint out whole sections, right? Like, and it's on a piece of paper. So you have to paint out your entire work. You can't just like save it or just, easily remove it or add something behind. So yeah, this is the way to go for me.
Okay, I understand. So like effectiveness is the motto here.
Well, one of the biggest things for illustration is you have to be quick.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. You're right.
Yeah.
The turnarounds are pretty fast.
Yeah.
Okay, and talking about your first posters, I'm going to pull one up here, and it's for White Zombie, Bela Lugosi movie. What's the story behind it? Like why did you make it? How did you start out with it? I mean, you said Josh was some part of that.
So for White Zombie, what had happened, actually Jason Emston is a part of this. What happened was
all the Canadian people all together here. It's like when I talked to PCC, basically they mentioned you, and it's like fun that you all like this community.
Well, do you know we all live close? Yeah. Like not neighbors, not like next door neighbors, but we're all pretty close together. We hang out on holidays and stuff.
Okay, that's cool.
We do quarantine Zoom chats because we would normally get together for things like Halloween and New Year's and birthdays, and we haven't seen each other, obviously.
And
but
those are the Destiny players, I'd take it.
One of them is for sure. Okay. Nice try though. Yeah, we can't have too many people joining our clan. It would be weird because sometimes we do shop talk.
Okay, I see.
What was I saying? Okay, so this is going to go around the bend a bit. So what happened was I started dabbling back in illustration again. What is it? 2014. And I ended up getting interested in sculpture, like doing these art doll sculptures. So I'm sure you've got pictures. And I was actively going to conventions.
Those, by the way, those are super creepy. I'll just show that to the people. But why, who wants that? What's up with that? Who puts that in their homes?
Easy answer. I wanted it, and I couldn't at the time afford to buy somebody else's artwork, so I made my own.
That's so crazy.
You love it.
I mean, yeah, it's not like I'm not against it, but it's like so crazy creepy. I don't know. I couldn't sleep at home if I would know they would be there. Do you have them around at your house? Are they behind you?
Yeah, I think there's some behind me. Maybe there's some downstairs. Now I actually collect other artists' sculptures like this. Yeah. But I started doing this, and then I was at Fan Expo with this 1 year in Toronto, and Jason Emerson, who is like the nicest person you will ever meet, he stopped at every single like artist in Artist Alley's table and just looked at their stuff and talked about it with them, each person. Like, it was amazing. And so he talked to me, and he was talking to me about doing pop art, so doing like movie properties and stuff, and how I should think about doing it. So I took it to heart. We had a little conversation. Then we had a conversation later that night at one of the after parties, and I did it. I did the White Zombie poster, that little poster. Yeah, that was my first attempt.
So basically, it's all Jason Adams' fault that you do so much great stuff.
You can blame him, and you can blame, Justin and Gary and Matt Tobin. That year, Matt Tobin was beside me in the Artist Alley. He had blonde hair at the time. He looked like Kiefer Sutherland from Lost Boys.
Yeah. He had long as well, or just frosted tips, basically?
No, it was spiky frost. Yeah, no, it was spiky like Kiefer. I don't think he had a mullet though.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Yeah.
And I don't remember what poster he was hawking that year. It might have been Twin Peaks. He did a Twin Peaks one with just the bust. Yeah. But anyways, that's how this happened.
That's crazy.
And then I quickly moved on, and I did a Twin Peaks poster, and I did, what was the other one?
You were still working as an accountant during that time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's crazy. And that's a crazy story. And the second one, was it like basically the same week, or what happened after that? I Walked with a Zombie. You put a second one.
Okay, so that one, they're all within the same month, I would say. I did the White Zombie, I Walk with a Zombie, the Twin Peaks. These were all some of my favorite properties.
For example, I Walk with a Zombie looks very elaborate. Did you retouch that after you learned more skills, or is it just the first? This is the actual second try. I mean, it looks basically like, Night of the Living Dead, for example. Just in terms of like, because we can see the woman in the background there, but in terms of idea or style, it looks kind of similar, and your style looks just a little bit more polished, I would say, like more advanced, more, but like those first tries were really great already. How did you pull that off?
I don't know. Well, you know what? I would say this. The way I always approached working on the computer was the same as painting or like just sketching. It almost feels more like sketching to me when I go at it on the computer.
Did you buy a Wacom or?
Yeah, and I'm still, this is my second tablet, but it's just like the medium size Pro. I haven't got a Cintiq. I don't know. I might get a Cintiq next, because I think I'm going to give this one to Josh, this tablet. But I like the tablet. I don't know. That's all I've been doing is just like sketching on the tablet to
Crazy.
do these posters.
Unbelievable. And the third one was also in there. And what's the third one for?
Which one was that
Fire
one?
Walk With Me, which you just put 9. Third poster.
Oh yeah, it was that one was just like a fan art piece for Twin.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's cool, man. Why are you so good at this? Unbelievable.
There's a lot of people that are better at it. Come on.
Don't sell yourself short. You're doing great. I mean, especially since this is like the first tries. Come on, this is basically like, hey, let's try out for basketball. Okay, shooting threes all day. But yeah, I mean that's very cool stuff. Really, really enjoying this. Yeah, since I do movie reviews here on my channel, and you've been in quarantine for quite some time, but you've probably seen some of the movies. So what did you see last?
Okay, so I'm just going to preface this by saying that I haven't been watching a lot of movies in quarantine. It's been TV shows.
TV shows mostly. Is fine with me as well. We're going to put what entertainment did you use? What form?
Oh, I'll tell you about them. The last movie I watched was Emma.
How did you like it?
Like that was, I liked it. I ended up buying it.
Okay, cool.
It's for me. I have a weird thing where, visual stuff. Mm-hmm. So like costumes, backgrounds, like any of the background art direction that I really like, I'll buy it or I'll watch it a lot. Like sometimes I know that it's not the best movie, but I just really like everything that was put into it artistically. Mm-hmm. So anyways, Emma, I thought was a great movie. I liked it. That's right in the vein of things I like. I like period drama stuff. Mm-hmm. Horror or just drama.
Would you like to make a movie poster for that?
Yeah, I would do that. If there was an audience for it, 100%.
I think there is. I think there were a couple people did one for Emma, I know. But just
I saw the Mondo
tribute ones.
Sorry.
Not
Yeah. I saw the Mondo soundtrack artwork. Exactly. I really liked it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. And what TV?
I was gonna say that the TV shows I'm watching right now, I just finished was The Boys.
The Boys.
So I'm all caught up.
You caught up, but tomorrow, no, Friday is going to be the last episode.
I know, which is gonna be sad because I'm gonna have to wait a long time for more Boys. But one of the people in my Destiny crew is from the Boys crew.
What?
So. Yeah.
What? Okay.
He finally broke me down, and I started watching The Boy. I binged it, so he doesn't know yet that I binged the entire thing because I haven't played with him yet this month.
You have to tell him it's you confessed on the podcast here. That's great. I need to hook up there.
Yeah, I know, but like I said, you have to get a PlayStation.
Yeah, no, because I'm gonna get him on the show and let him talk about movie posters, whoever it is.
Yeah.
This, I don't know, who was it? I think it's a friend of mine. She talks with Mike Flanagan from time to time, and I want to get him on talking about horror posters for a podcast.
That's cool.
I'm working on that.
Yeah.
But we'll see when this is going to happen.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, and what I want to say. Oh, by the way, yeah. Sadly, The Boys will be over, but not that much time until Mandalorian season 2.
I know. I'm really excited about that. Oh my god. Yeah, yes, I love it. I love it. So what a great series.
Yeah, I got it featured in the back.
I keep looking at your artwork. That's what my eyes keep darting around looking at your artwork.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a tour later, okay?
Cool.
That's a great, some other great shows. Did you catch Raised by Wolves, by the way? I really enjoyed that one.
I really want to see it. I haven't caught it yet, so no spoilers. Yeah. I'm going to watch that one. What's the other one I want to watch? Oh, you know which one I haven't seen yet? Lovecraft Country. So that one is another one. I didn't watch the last episode yet, but I'm almost caught up on that as well. But that's a crazy show. That's just a crazy show. Love it. I can't wait.
Loving it as well. Okay, and would you love to do for the TV shows? Would you love to do also some artwork, or is that like, or do you just want to stick to movies basically?
No, I love. I would do TV show artwork.
Did you do one
I'm open for
before?
anything.
Except like your Twin Peaks,
You're making me think. I'm just trying to think if I think I have.
Orphan Black. Yeah, Orphan Black. You did.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks, as we just
I think that might
mentioned.
be it.
Yeah, I think that's.
I would love to do Twin Peaks, like a licensed Twin
Yeah.
Peaks.
Doesn't Mondo have
I
something? I
can't.
mean, since they did the Greg Ruth Twin Peaks show.
They might. I don't know if actually. You know what? I don't think they did. I could be wrong. I'm just gonna say that, but I don't think they actually had the license. But I think they had an agree. Obviously, they had an agreement with David Lynch.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I don't think it's like an easy cut and dry kind of
Exactly. The
thing.
David Lynch is always not that easy.
Do you follow his weather reports?
No, but I watched a couple, but I don't know, David Lynch is just David Lynch. There's no other word for it.
Yeah.
Did you watch like the shorts they put on Netflix, like with the monkey? That's
I don't think I wait. Yes, I must have.
There's a black and white one where he's like where Lynch plays like a detective, and then he interrogates a monkey which has like a mouth on it.
Oh
talks
yeah,
in a super weird voice. It's crazy.
yeah. I did see that one. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a crazy short. See, he does crazy stuff.
I love
Yeah.
it. You need people like that.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's art.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are some? I mean, I don't even want to ask this question. I was about to ask what movies are must-see movies that will come out, but nothing is going to come out.
Yeah. I mean,
But what did you look forward to? Let's put it this way.
I have like one controversial thing that I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to, and then several that everyone's gonna go, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like for me, I'm really looking forward to Dune, though I just heard that it got pushed back more.
1 year.
I'm really looking forward to the new Sandman TV series. Who knows when that's going to come out?
Yep.
And the new Candyman.
Obviously, Candyman, good choice. And what's the controversial pick here?
Ghostbusters. Because I hear that people are mad or something. They're saying that it's a ripoff of Stranger Things. Look, in these times, isn't it nice to have nice things? It's just going to be fun. Who cares? If it sucks, it sucks. I'll watch it. If it sucks, it sucks. It doesn't matter. Like Paul Rudd's in it, and I think he's hilarious.
Exactly, yeah. And let's do it. I mean, I'm up for it.
Why not? We need nice things.
Yeah. Let's just get entertained.
Yeah, let's be happy, not be angry.
Exactly. Okay, then what is your favorite movie? Do you have one?
So my favorite movies rotate all the time. So every time I get asked this question, it's going to be a different answer. But I can tell you, like, especially at this time of year, and usually, often it's Dracula, like Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, Crimson Peak.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, you did this beautiful poster, by the way. I'm gonna pull that up. It's really amazing. I don't know why that didn't make some headway somewhere over.
Well, I mean, who knows? But that was a piece of that was a private commission.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, a lot of these ones you're showing are private commissions, and this was what I did to build my portfolio up and to get into Mondo. Like this is what you do.
Do you still do some private commissions, or are you out of
Absolutely.
Okay, you do. Because I know a couple of artists, they don't want to do that anymore when they are in the game fully, you know.
I don't. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I don't know anybody that doesn't do them.
Oh, I know a bunch of them. I really do.
You know, well, because like I think of some people that I know. I think look, Roy Kurtz is like one of the best artists. Yeah. He still does them. I can't afford them, but he still does them. Yeah, and like, have you seen that Aliens one?
Yep.
I'm still sad. I couldn't afford it.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it's like very hard to like get his print. So I was lucky, like when they put out the timed edition for Parasite, which is like definitely poster of the year consideration with Matt Ferguson's Empire Strikes Back. Those two are just incredible. And
yeah, I love that Parasite one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, by the way, I had like a total blunder on that one. And shout out to Mondo, Eric, for helping out there. I tried to get the variant. Didn't get the variant since bots, whatever, not working it out. And then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get the timed edition then. I think I put it in the cart, but I said, yeah, I will do it on Sunday.
Oh, you
But I didn't,
forgot.
and I interviewed Rory on that. We actually talked about the
Yeah.
print, and I was like, yeah, I got one, but I didn't, and I was like, oh my god. And then I got lucky. I talked to Eric, and he made something happen, so that was kind of cool. And Rory also helped out later. He read my email a little bit later, and yeah, so shout out to Rory and Eric on this.
So good. They're such good
Yeah,
dudes.
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so that was kind of this, like, yeah, some crazy stuff out there. And where were we? I forgot. Our commissions.
Yeah. No, I don't always have time to do them, but I'll do them from time to time.
Do you get do
Yeah.
you go through the usual commissions groups, or do you just have your own where people approach you, or how does it work for you?
Both ways. I recently, though, like in the last year, I've just been going through. I have a private group that I run.
Yeah, I'm part of it. I think I am.
So you know the drill. I do some stuff in there
Yeah.
for those people. Yeah.
It's like they have all like those other commissioner groups, basically, where they split off. Do you do stuff for them as well, or just do your own stuff?
Yeah, I do stuff for them. I have a whole other one going that the person that I've had one that's been on my books for like over a year.
Okay.
So that has to come to a conclusion. I hope
Yeah.
next month. And then I'm in I just got agreed to do a whole other one that's going to be a title that's I've been dying to tackle that I can't reveal.
That's great. That's cool.
Yeah.
I just joined the commission group for Ghost of Tsushima, actually, since we talked about it earlier. And Jake Kotu is his name. He did Last of Us. And yeah, he's doing the Ghost of Tsushima. And they just sent out the other day the half done sketches, and they look amazing. There are two different variants.
Wow.
Because like the cool thing for Ghost of Tsushima, I don't know if you know, is that you can play it in Kurosawa mode, which is like an actual, they used the cinematics and stuff like that, and they put it in the style of Akira Kurosawa. And this is just amazing in black and white. And I played in Japanese with subtitles, so as it's supposed to be, I think.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. And there's like the variant is going to be a Kurosawa version, and the other one is going to be a regular version. And it's like,
see,
really cool.
And so how do you feel about that yourself? Like, how do you feel about commissions?
I think they are very cool to do, but sometimes I would love to have like a heads up for it. I mean, they are very expensive most of the time. Sometimes you just have to get a set. Sometimes it's just basically, for example, Christoph and what's his name? The Damaracki twins from Poland.
Mm-hmm.
You know them? You know what I'm talking about? Gabs
and
so. Krabs.
Oh, Gabs. Oh, yeah.
Krabs. He doesn't want to be called Krabs, but his brother. They do the most incredible stuff, like in those commission groups, and they're never in galleries, but they are basically sold out in minutes. People are basically fighting for spots in that commission.
Yeah,
and it's just crazy, and and that's basically who has the better internet connection in the end to get a spot in the group most of the time. Otherwise, you have to talk to the artist and stuff like that. I mean, there are ways to get in if you have connections, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's like it's a double-edged sword, in my opinion. But
so you're more concerned about the availability of the commission art than, say, the fact that some of them are not licensed.
Yeah, for me, it's not about the license. It's not if the art is great, the art is great. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people that are concerned with the license. That's right. But
well, because that's why I figured, like, when you were saying that some artists don't want to do commissions, I feel like part of that, or a large part of it, would be the licensing idea. Like, that is what I've heard in circles that I've
heard, like, from the people that don't want to do it, it's more about like the art directing of other people.
People that oh yes, okay, you got it there. There's some people that I've worked with in commissions that the art direction,
and especially if like more people are involved, it's art directing by like, let's say 20 people. That is not cool.
Oh, designed by committee. And you know what though? Here's the thing about that. That happens anyways. Like I find I've done total shit show illustrations that were art directed by committees. I've done almost entire projects and had them only to be killed because the committee decided that it's a totally different direction now than where they forced me to go
And
now.
This is like totally, I don't know. You have an artist, you know the style of the artist, you approach him,
Yeah.
you say, "Hey, we want that, do that." And maybe give you, "Hey, could you do that scene?" But that's it. And one person would, if I would be artist, there would be one person can talk to me. If it's not happening, it's not happening then otherwise. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with like so much input because it's not working, it's not good. Too many cooks, you know?
Sometimes like, okay, so I think this is a total argument for commissions though. Even though we're talking about we're kind of suggesting that some commission groups have piss poor art direction.
The commissioners.
But I would say, yeah, but I would say really like when you're talking about sometimes working with licensed stuff or these licensed projects, as a fan, you're at the mercy of the companies choosing an artist for that
that's true.
license, choosing a concept. Like, because I know I wouldn't drop any names, but I've had people gatekeep on me for certain titles. Like, you know, you keep asking and then they just let somebody else go instead of you. You know, so this is a good time to flex in your commission muscles, you know, so that you can do the stuff you want to do.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's totally true, and I like the fact that too. I mean, there's as I said, it's a double-edged sword in both ways, and I'm not concerned about the license. But sometimes it's like also, hey, join this group. It's this artist doing this stuff, but it's not like everything an artist does. It's not always a hit. It would be
I mean, that's a lot of pressure. Can you imagine?
Yeah,
like
I know, but you know what I'm saying, right? So if I have to join the group without seeing the artwork or any idea or concept, and like basically commit to this group right away without seeing anything. So that this is a foreign concept for me. I don't want that.
That is tricky, and for myself, I don't like doing that. Anything I've ever done, I like to show it and let you decide if that's what you want to do.
If you do it like that, then
you know,
then it's totally fine. But for example, nothing against of Ghost of Tsushima. I just love this game so much, and I like the dude who did like a very great Last of Us poster. So I figured it's gonna be good. So I did that. But the one was I joined a commission for a Blade movie because there was no Blade posters, and the Blade poster is really awesome, turned out really great. And I jumped into that without knowing what I'm doing. But that's like in the beginning of my collecting career, so that was also faulted by that. And yeah, so that's like great stuff. But I want to say, because like you mentioned, like a year or 2 years or whatever was your commission. I just bought Civil War, Captain America Civil War print by Jay Lee, the comic book artist.
Okay.
And it took 6 years to finish. 6.
Okay, wow.
Also Star Wars.
So no one should judge me
exactly.
too hard.
There was he did also a Force Awakens one, and the Force Awakens one took longer than all the sequel trilogy movies to come out.
Wow, that's awesome. Was it worth it?
It's definitely. Yeah, I mean, his style is great. I love his comic book style. I love his Deadpool comics. It's like, yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Right on.
But some people were like really pissed about him, like how he's handling things, and like so a lot of people. I wasn't in the group actually, and I saw them like afterwards because the group started 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And so I kind of just knew when they finally were printed, and then people were selling it because they didn't feel like the trouble and stuff like that. So I grabbed one on the aftermarket.
Right on.
All right. Moving on a little bit. Favorite movie, we talked about that. And would you like to do a poster for your favorite movie?
Yeah. I mean, I've done Dracula and Crimson Peak. One of my other big favorites is Aliens. I've done like I said, I've done a
Did
Dracula
you do
and a
the
Crimson
Bram
Peak.
Stoker one or just a? I think.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
that was one of my first ones. That's that one. Like one of my first screen prints. I think it might have been.
Because you did.
I'm just trying to
You
think of
did
it.
the older Dracula version as well. The Bela Lugosi
Yeah,
one.
but this one was Lucy.
Yeah.
I think it might have been my second or third screen
Okay.
print ever, like doing seps
Okay.
and doing that. So, but anyways, that Lucy from Dracula, that is the one I get asked about every week. Every week I get an email from somebody. I just want to say on the record, I don't have any more, guys. I don't. So eBay, I guess.
Yep. Or aftermarket, the Facebook groups, the people, Mondo trader out there.
Yeah. But I would do another one for Dracula. Absolutely. I would do another one for Crimson Peak. I would tackle aliens. It would be very stressful for me. This one is like one of my most favorite movies of all time. You never want to watch that movie with me because I will like recite the movie. Also, lines and like interactions are a large part of my life to this day.
Great.
Like if you hang out with my husband and I long enough, we will start acting like Hudson and Hicks together. My brother got me into sci-fi horror with aliens.
That's great. I mean, what
at a young
You
age?
need to start watching Raised by Wolves. It gives you. It's gonna. I tell you, it's gonna give you alien vibes a lot. You like it.
I'm gonna. Thank you. I will. Thank you for reminding me. Don't let me forget, because I will. Because you know when you sit down and you've been doing something totally different all day, and you finally sit down in front of the television, you're like, "What are we gonna watch?" And there's just so many things to watch nowadays.
Yep, that's true indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, but speaking of a lot of posters, I mean, we've been doing this for speaking about posters for quite some time now.
It's now not light outside.
Almost hit the hour mark. Yeah, it got dark here. Yeah. And what are your do you have any favorite posters as of right now, like from other artists? Could be art as well, if you like.
See, okay, I'm gonna say this list changes, but I'm gonna list some posters that remain the same and are ones that I look at when I need to see where the bar is for me in my head. Like, so I would say The Graduate by Roy Kurtz.
I got the because it's a DVD cover. They made it for the 4K edition of it. I got that over there.
I don't have that one, so I want it. I would say so Martin Anson. I like the Dracula Frankenstein posters.
Yeah, hold up. I'm gonna pull them up for the people to see. My arm is not that fast.
Yeah, these two I look at a lot because I just they're so inspiring. They're beautiful, and the man who fell to earth.
Yeah, I just grabbed his Martin Anson's the Star Wars one that was the timed edition on Mondo, which had the foil on, and it's they shipped it out. It must be here maybe next week or so. So I'm really excited for this one. And the man who fell to earth. That's a fire print.
I have the one that's with the holographic paper. Yeah, that one's downstairs in my living room. It's just the best. And you know what? Even my family that doesn't like movie posters, they always say I really like that poster. That's the one that just noobs or people not in the industry interested at all, non-collectors, they love that Man Who Fell to Earth poster.
Yeah, it's amazing. And would you like to make a poster for yourself on that, or would you never tackle, for example, this movie?
Since I've asked many times to do The Man Who Fell to Earth, but my catch is I want to be able to do David Bowie's likeness, and I want it to be licensed. So the thing is, that's a tall order.
Yeah, definitely.
I would do it.
Yep.
I would do it.
All right, maybe it's going to pop up. Maybe the people that can make that happen listen right now and help us make it happen.
Those people know because I bother them about it.
Okay, very good. Very good.
The other one I would mention is Jonathan Byrne's House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah. I didn't notice the artist before, but it's a very cool print. I really like it. That's
He's you're not familiar with
no, I'm
him?
not. I through you, I checked it. I checked him out earlier when you gave me your list and looked at it, and it's like really cool stuff he's doing.
Yeah, that Rosemary's Baby one's a really good one.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? I think he said he built like a model out of paper to be able to see the perspective properly, because it's a really tricky angle.
Yeah. But that's also a good question. Do you do sometimes perspective photos of yourself or of Josh to get some perspective right?
Absolutely.
Do you have those?
I probably do somewhere in the recesses of my computer. I tend to be a big deleter of this kind of stuff.
Don't delete it. I'm working. I stole that idea. I'm telling it. Mexifunk. I think Mexifunk was it, or somebody else was it? Oh no, Royalston Design. George Gray. He did that, and he came up with the idea to do a photo book of poster artists doing shots for their illustration to get the angles right.
Nice. For me, a lot of it is perspective, but lighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, if you ever look at screenshots of like movie scenes, they're just garbage. Like, and sometimes that's what you got to work with, especially if you're doing scenes from a movie.
Yeah.
It just complete garbage. Like Suspiria, Madame Blanc. It's a 1 second flash of her on the floor, like that. I had to pose for that, and if I relied on just the image from the movie, I'd kind of be out to lunch there.
Yeah, I totally understand. For example, Araceli Munoz, she did a Detective Pikachu piece, and she did the view on the city, and you could see the main character from the back, and Pikachu sitting like behind of him, and she actually put on a hat. I don't know if it was actually like a Pikachu like plush toy, or if it was a pillow or something like that. She taped it basically to her head and like wrapped it around with scarves and stuff, so it looked kind of like it. It took a picture so you could put it in a poster. So that's like, there's so many cool stories on this kind of perspective photos that help the artist. And I wanna bring that, make that a book, or make that at least a special episode at the end of the year. So like talking to every artist that I talk to, like send me those before shots basically in, so I can talk about that. That would be great. So I might come back to you and ask you for some.
All right, I guess I'll have to dig them out.
Very good. Don't delete them. Okay. And we already talked about a little bit about your collection, and how big is your collection? I mean, I got around like 150 prints, but
I haven't counted them. It's really difficult for me for one reason. I have boxes of posters everywhere. And when we travel to different shows, it tends to stuff, like I'll buy stuff at the show and then it gets sort of fanned into the stock I have. And then we'll go through the stock. Like I'm going to do another poster sale this fall of stuff that I didn't get to sell this year at shows, just to give people the opportunity. And we'll go through the boxes and I'll find stuff that, oh shit, I forgot I bought that. Right. So I'm not exactly sure. And I know I told you like a bunch, but I know I have more than that.
Is it all in a flat file, or is it just work stuff basically that's behind you?
Some of it might be behind me.
Okay.
In the top shelf. A lot of it is, I've got a big box. I have like an old fashioned antique farm style bed in the spare room over there next to me. And it has like, enough space for a serial killer to fit underneath there.
Perfect.
So we put our boxes under there. So
there you go. So
I need to get another flat file.
So basically, if you have some Halloween posters on there, there's some serial killer under your bed. Is that correct?
Yeah.
There you go.
I should get like a dummy and like dress him up and stick it like Michael Myers or something. Stick him under there for Josh's mom, because Josh's mom stays in that room sometimes.
Oh, okay. But you're good, right? Or is it some mother-in-law kind of type deal? Oh,
you mean like serial mom?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Yeah, but it's like, are you good? Is your relationship good to your mother?
Oh yeah, her name is Marsha, which I have a ton of fun with because of the Brady Bunch. But Marsha's awesome. I love Josh's mom, and she's like the biggest fan of the posters in here. But she doesn't. I was gonna say that man who fell to earth poster. She still can't understand why she can't have one.
Yeah, okay.
Like every time she comes over, I have to explain how you can't just go to the store and buy one. And like then Josh will get into the weeds about like, well, I could try watching on eBay or something for you, Mom. And I'm just like, oh. She doesn't understand why she can't just have one.
Like, I don't know, artwork, like a Picasso, she can't have a Picasso. Doesn't she understand that, or in that regard?
I don't think, well, because it's a piece of paper, I think she thinks it's just like something from IKEA.
Okay.
You know, like a print, like you could just buy it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like open edition.
Yeah. Not a screen print, nothing fancy. Yeah.
Okay. And so did you, like, what's the last piece that you hung up in your collection?
It was Jason Edmiston's Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Okay. Where did you put it?
I put that in my living room.
In your living room, okay. Is it? Do you like, for example? I mean, if you look back here, like behind me, I always try to like color coordinate stuff. Do you do that too, or is it?
We do the best we can. Obviously, it's difficult, but like at Christmas, we did all red posters. Okay. Instead of trying, I don't have any Christmas posters. I don't think.
Bad Santa needs a print.
Yeah, no, I don't. I know I should get like a black Christmas or something.
There you go.
But no, so at Christmas we did like red posters, but and at summertime we do summer horror movie posters. Like
Midsummer?
Had like Jaws was up.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm trying to think, what else did we have up? Oh, hey, we've had Stan Vince's Blob up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Since spring, I think. And that one's kind of red, but that one went really good with the because it's like a summer scene.
Yeah.
Of people out on the street. So.
Yeah.
But right now.
Well, I mean. You might have a summer-related print soon. You gave a teaser, the tease already.
Yeah, I'm working on that, which we could talk about, I guess. After.
Yeah. I'm just gonna finish up on your your apartment or your house and your studio. So, you gave me a couple pictures of what it looks like. I'm gonna pull them up here. So I can basically now I understand where everything is from this perspective. I just pulled up the first one, the studio space one, where you can see the background basically, and
where I'm sitting
exactly.
now.
Is how like by the way, is it Josh's desk behind you, or is it just an extra desk?
That's mine as well.
Okay. What do you like? What's the difference between the two? Do you like on which one do you work more?
I work right where I'm sitting right now for digital.
Yeah, okay.
And then back behind me is almost like a workbench for like when I would do dolls or like if I'm doing little sketches. Sometimes like because I'll sketch. I'm trying to see a picture myself. Okay. So like I'll sketch up here and then sometimes I'll move it back over here. Like after I take it. Because I like to stand. My back's not the best. So like I like to stand when I do.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Okay, and do you like do you have because I can see a couple like butterflies, is it, and stuff like that? And, like, do you draw inspiration from that, or who put is that all your stuff that you put up, or can Josh also decorate?
This is like kind of both of our interests. We kind of upstairs because I'm upstairs in my house right now. It's a lot of nature stuff. So with the butterflies and some of like the antlers and like the skulls and stuff, that's just coming from like the rest of the house. Like all in the hallway. I'm looking down the hallway and stuff up here. I have like taxidermy and like antlers and there's like forest wallpaper and stuff like that.
I can see it now in the one picture.
A lot of this is like things that I have that are cool and I don't know where else to put that.
Okay.
Like some of it's mine though. Like those are my dolls up there. That's Roy Kurtz's Ray poster. I have that's an art doll sculpture from Circus Posteris and the Mab Graves artwork. And these are all my package designs that I've done and some books and my schedules and things like that. And dolls, lots of dolls.
Okay, yeah, that's the doll. Do you still do that a lot? Like, does it still? Do you like make money off that, or it's just like
I used to.
Yeah, I figured you used to, but not anymore, right? Are you still?
It's so time consuming because
Okay.
I make the clothes too.
Oh, okay.
I went last year at this time. I went on vacation for. I took like a week
Yeah.
off, and when I did, we rented this cabin in the middle of nowhere with some friends of ours, and they were also artistic people. And I sat there and decided I was going to make another doll, and I was like, I am going to make another doll, and I'm going to finish it, and I'm going to see what the people that buy my posters think of it. And it was Black Phillip. I never finished it.
Nice.
I sculpted it, but I have to put the hair on it and everything.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Yeah. Now you got me with Black Phillip.
Yeah. So he was black. He's black. I should finish it. Big horns. And but I would put like the outfit on him that the guy had at the end when he was asking her to sign. You remember you saw him kind of walking behind with like the red outfit. Yeah. So I was going to do that, but just have the goat. And I thought that would be friggin' awesome.
Yeah. And why is Mondo not picking up on that? Horror dolls.
Well, you can't. Okay. It's hard. Like, what are they going to cast it? They would have to cast it and make multiples.
Okay, yeah, it's just one-on-ones. Okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's a one-off.
Okay, or the original, the OGs.
OGs. Yeah. Sounds so Fargo.
By the way, the new season started.
Yes, have you been watching it?
I watched the first episode and I really enjoyed it so far.
I'm halfway through the third episode and I had to turn it off, but only because it was getting late. But I'm trying to get into it. I think it's going to happen.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't dislike it, and I like the idea of the story. I
understand what you're saying. I mean, that's for me. I'm thinking of ending things on Netflix. I don't know.
Like you're thinking about not having Netflix anymore?
No. The movie. I'm thinking of ending things on Netflix. The Charlie Kaufman movie.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not gonna stop at Netflix. Don't worry.
I know. I was shocked.
No, that's a crazy person talking, saying that. Come on.
Yeah.
In 2020, how would you? You cannot. No, that's not working. But. But yeah, the movie, it's like I'm super reluctant. I started the first 15 minutes and it feels like it's like super awkward and like super like the tension is so high in this movie. In terms of like there's this guttural feeling you have when you watch that movie. And it's like very melancholic, like almost depression-ish. And it's like it gets you down to the bone.
Yeah.
You have to be in the right mood to watch this movie.
Yes. I totally, that is me too. A friend of mine recommended me to watch Raw.
Oh, Raw is so great. Oh my God, this is so great.
I want to watch it, but okay, so I went to go watch it so I could tell her that I watched it and what I thought of it. And you know how there's a little reel that plays when you're thinking about pressing play? In the reel, all the stuff that was in the little preview reel, I'm like, I just can't watch this today. I don't know when I'm going to be able to watch this. I'm going to have to wait until that moment to watch it because it looked like it was going to be very disturbing. It was another reason why I held off on Midsummer for a while.
It's going to be okay. I think it's not as crazy as Midsummer in terms of what you see. I think it's more psychological.
Those ones get me.
Yeah, those ones get me too. I think I like them more than like regular horror. And the psychological ones I really enjoy much more. And it's not about gory stuff like body horror or anything. Just there's like two scenes like which could be considered body horror if you want to, but it's not about that. It's deeper, and I think it's an easier watch for me.
Yeah. Midsummer is very visceral. So is like Hereditary. Mm-hmm. I don't find those ones scary. I like them because they stick with you. For me, the stuff I can't, like the movies I've turned off is stuff like Rob Zombie, some of the Rob Zombie movies. Yeah.
I get you.
That kind of stuff.
Speaking of Hereditary, I saw on, I think it was Instagram or Facebook, somewhere on the social media, I saw like a meme. It says, great idea for a couple's costume in 2020. and you had the girl from Hereditary and a pole.
Yeah, I like that meme. I've seen the one,
Yeah.
for me, the one I've shared is the girl and the pole, and it's like me 2020.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
like you're the girl and 2020 is the
Yeah,
pole.
That's great. And couple's costume. Yeah.
Are you going out for Halloween though?
Actually not. I mean, it's not that big here in Germany, so it's okay. But I do on the 31st. There will be the Posse Palooza, because I'm working with the Poster Posse, and we're doing like a live online show. That's gonna happen on the 31st, and like everybody is gonna come on. We try to get like that they put on a costume and like celebrate Halloween online as a live event and have some
like
poster
fun.
talk, and we're gonna have an original idea print that is non-IP and still a cool idea, and looking forward.
That sounds fun.
Yep, we're gonna have on Thursday. We're gonna have a IG live with Dolly, who is doing like the art direction and the background for it, and then we have some more artists coming in doing monsters and like individual monsters, and we're gonna put them all together in one print.
Right on.
Alrighty. So I want to talk about the idea. We teased a little bit of Midsummer. You teased it online as well. I'm gonna pull it up real quick for everybody to see. That's really cool stuff already. So can't wait what the full poster is gonna look like. Can you say a little bit something about that, or are you not allowed?
Well, this is for an art show that's coming up.
Oh, I know. Spoke Art, the lady art show.
Spoke Art.
So I've done. If you're also part of that.
Yeah, so I've done a Midsummer piece for the show, and I believe I'm just going to double check it. It's the 29th through the 31st.
I think one of those dates. Yeah, you're right. I remember that.
It's those dates, 29 through 31, and I think I can reveal it, the full image, a week before, okay, cool. Which I really wish I could, guys. I really wish I could reveal it.
Yeah, it's not that far away, people. We're gonna be fine.
No, it's not that far. So that will be available through them. But yeah, you're speaking of like a commission thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you had some other work in progress. Are you allowed to talk about that, or should I just leave it?
Yeah. No, I got it. The okay.
Okay. I'll put it up then. I'll pull it up. Here we go. There it is. Crybaby.
So this is a little screenshot of my process. Like it's not quite done yet, but you can see my swatches and things.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's
painting.
Perfect. Let's talk about it, because like I want to get into your approach anyways.
Yeah, so this will be a spot illustration, so like a floating illustration on the back cover. I've already done the gatefold and mostly done the actual cover. This is for a soundtrack, I should say, for Crybaby. We're just waiting on John Waters for a little bit more input on the front cover for me to finish it all the way. But yeah.
Do you like working on soundtracks or other stuff that are not really poster per se, or?
Yeah, actually, I do. Yeah, it's a little bit freeing.
Okay. Do you is that a different approach to that, or is that this
yeah.
is okay? It is. Like, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, I suppose the obvious thing would be because it's not going to be screen printed. I don't have to stress out as much about the SEPs. Because I find I do things completely different when I know it's going to be screen printed. Because the stuff like you're seeing with Crybaby, I can get tons of flesh colors and tons of saturation and all this other stuff if I'm not having to do it through screens. Because I mean, that in and of itself is an art form.
Yeah.
These guys pulling. Yeah, and so the type of file preparation it does stress me out, and it actually slows my artwork down a lot. Like when I have to think about that. So that's one big thing. The other thing is like it's like I'm going to pull Gary's out.
Sure.
It's a whole thing. Like, I mean, you think about what it looks like on
you have to hold it a little bit higher in front of your face, basically.
Like
That's perfect.
Yeah,
that's perfect. Yeah, so it's like
it's something to hold. It's something to have in your house. Like it's something to interact with and touch.
Yeah.
I don't know. So it's a total different approach, I find.
Okay.
Than framing it up on a wall. You know?
I see. And are there any IPs or ideas you want to work on? Maybe something older, something new, some music, more sports. Are you into sports? Would you do that?
Would I do sports? I mean, I probably would. I used to be really into basketball.
Okay. Well, what's your team? Don't say the Raptors.
Well, it was the Bulls because it was in the 90s.
Okay, there you go.
I even had T-shirts. I was that person.
The Last Dance documentary.
I liked it.
Where's the poster?
You know what? I used to have a T-shirt of Michael Jordan. Where do you remember, like back in the 90s, all the T-shirts were like the big bubble head, and then like the tiny body. I used to have it, and it was like, I want to say like 5 sizes too big. Mm-hmm. So it was basically like a dress.
Yeah, this is how like all my shirts were. I have a champion replica Bulls Michael Jordan jersey, the black and red one, and it's a size small, but like back then in the 90s, the shirts were so big that that still fits today. It's a maybe a little tight, but it still fits kind of. Okay.
But today it probably looks right because everything's tight.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of looks. The only thing is that it's like not long enough, but on the sides and everything,
it's a cutoff.
I'm 6'3", so I'm like super tall, but like a small fits like around me. I'm not that big, but the length is always the problem. Like also with t-shirts, that's why I get all the longer. I can't wear regular t-shirts because I'm wearing my pants a little bit baggy, but not that much. And but if I like reach up, or if like, for example, if I write something on a board, like with my students, like my sweatshirt would like go up, or the t-shirt would go up, and you would see my underwear. But that's not what I want to go for. So I always have to get the longer t-shirts. If
it was the 90s, it would be, because your underwear would be up to your navel, and your pants would be like hanging down below your butt.
I remember. I always wanted to be that kid in the 90s. I was wearing sweatshirts the wrong way around in the summer, and I had like a ski mask on in summer.
Oh man, what were we thinking? It's definitely entertaining.
We're in the music videos. I wanted to be like that.
Oh man.
But yeah. So basketball stuff. So you would only do something for the Bulls, or?
No, I would entertain the idea. It would depend what it is, like what they were asking me to do.
Okay, I would ask you to do, if you have some free time, how about you do one? Just a fan one. I want to see what it looks like. I wonder.
You want to see what it looks like?
Yeah, I wonder, like, because like, when you do most of the time it's just horror related stuff, and then something totally out of the left field is gonna pop up, and I wonder. Like what kind of, because like I'm really into sports as well, but there are not that many cool illustration. And when it comes to sport, a couple of artists does it. Oliver Barrett does it, for example.
And so does Matt Taylor.
Yeah, Matt Taylor does the baseball cards, which are really cool.
Yeah, those are awesome. I love it when they pop up on my feed.
Yeah, and so I wonder what it looks like when other artists would tackle it.
Yeah, well, I'm not opposed to it. I would do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now we will come to my favorite question. I hope you read that question and you have an answer for that, because like some people skip that question for some reason and then they are surprised. But here it is.
Okay, what is it?
Which classical artist would you like to see make a film poster? Which movie would it be, or which franchise would it be?
Which movie would it be?
Like classical artist doesn't have to be like doesn't have to be Picasso classical. Can be a little more modern, but somebody who's maybe not doing movie posters. Or related.
Yeah, I have an answer for that already, but I'm like, what would I like him to do? So let me think. Okay, I'm just gonna think about what would be try to off topic for him. I don't know. You know what? Let's go back to Emma.
Okay.
We'll say Emma.
Bye. And
the person that I would want to do it would be Toulouse-Lautrec.
Okay. How do I spell that? I heard the name Toulouse. There
it'll come up.
Lautrec.
Because he actually used to do posters by hand back in the day, and some of them were screen printed.
Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec. Okay, there's some artwork here. I'm gonna I'm just gonna Wikipedia that for you guys here.
Or you know what? I'd like to see him do The Witch.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd like to see him do The
ah,
Witch.
that would be interesting. It reminds me a little bit of Tula Lotai's style, like what she like draws up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I would say though a big difference is Toulouse is very gestural.
Yeah.
Like he's a big gesture into gesture drawing. I'm sure you've got some incredible museums if they're open.
Yeah.
If you ever go in, I'm sure they've got some.
They probably do, yeah.
It's highly worth anybody listening to this, highly worth going into whatever your museum is and trying to find the Lautrec in the museum. Sometimes there'll be one, but then just look really closely at the way he tackles movement and form, like the people or the animals or whatever's in it, and how he takes them and makes them move on the canvas. It's fantastic. Toulouse is one of my favorite artists of all time.
That's a really nice pick. There's one more thing I try to do until the end of the year, or make it happen next year. But I'm aiming to do a project. I'm gonna let you know as well. I'm gonna try to do because I ask this question every time. I want to get the artist who answered in terms of you said Lautrec. You're gonna do a movie poster for Emma in Lautrec style.
Oh my God, that's difficult.
I know, but that's the fun part. You know what Oliver Barrett said? He said, what was this? James Arthur? Is it James Arthur? Or he was like Kandinsky, like Cubism style. And he said he wanted to see something like that for Mad Max Fury Road, just brown squares everywhere.
That's amazing.
And I'm gonna hold him to that, and then he's gonna do that. Okay.
That's amazing.
Almost last question. Well, this is basically the last question. The last one is not a question, but the last question is: do you have any tips for beginners when it comes to hardware, software, utensils, social media? What should people look out for?
That's a big question. I would say yes to social media. I'm not that great at it right now. It's the COVID stuff. Like, I found that just this pandemic stuff has kind of put a damper on my everything. Like my attitude, I would say, just for social media. I just don't want to, I just want breaks, like mental breaks. But social media, extremely important. It's how I got into this. As I was kind of outlining at the beginning, without social media, it would have been really impossible. I told you, my setup is pretty simple, pretty cheap, pretty rudimentary for this kind of thing.
So basically everybody can grab a Wacom tablet and get going.
But the difference is that, and this is the number one tip, is you've got to work on your drawing skills and take classes for the old-fashioned way. Okay. I would say that is the hardest part.
Okay.
This stuff on the computer is the easier part. It's about understanding design.
You got to bring the basics and a little bit of talent, and then the rest will fall into place. Yeah, I would say. Right. And just the attitude to always try to be learning. Yeah. All right. That's great. And you're not going to do the best thing every time, so you just got to get up and keep trying. Okay, thank you. Those are some great tips. And for the last part, I want you to have the stage and give maybe some shout outs to Josh, your family, Marsha, whoever you want to, some fellow artists, your clan, and whatever you want to do. And tell us, before you start with that, tell us, where can people find you? Well, you can find me online, obviously social media, and my website is just my name.com. So saradeck.com, no H in the Sara. And I'm out there posting stuff on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can find me there. All right, yeah. And I guess before you move on, don't forget the groups, people. There are groups, commission groups. Sara does that too. We mentioned that, so don't forget about that. Yeah, I do have a group. I don't always push my group because I know that the people in that group like to keep it below a certain number, so that when I do exclusive drops, because I do for the group, they can have access to it. But if you're inclined, if you've made it this far,
however many hours this is.
1.5. We're
And
good.
you're still here.
1.5. So good.
If you made it this far, you can find me. I'm there. It's not invisible.
Okay, and shout outs to friends, family, artists.
Yeah, you're right. The biggest shout out's my husband, I guess. No, he's awesome. He runs the packing the shipments, making sure that I do my work. He's the best. And
trophy
yeah,
husband.
Trophy. I'll tell him that later. He'll get a kick out of that.
Great.
And yeah, just all friends, family, and to the people wearing masks. You go, keep the masks on. Let's stay safe, right?
That's right.
To the people working through this pandemic.
Some good words there. And don't get discouraged what you see on Twitter by certain people that are higher up on the food chain.
Yeah, I mean, because there's more of us and we need to live our lives better than they do, I guess.
Exactly.
I guess we're the example now, not them.
All right. Thank you so much for stopping by, Sarah. And thanks to all the listeners and viewers out there. Tune into our next episode. And don't forget to subscribe to this podcast and to our IG page at DropMacOfficial. Leave us comments, shout outs, or topics for questions for our next show. Bye, guys.